G'day, this is Ray. Welcome to another episode informing you about expat life in Thailand. Today we're delving again into a hot topic that's been making headlines in Thailand and raising many questions. The topic is the stance of Public Health Minister Cholnan Srikaew on cannabis. Let's uncover the details behind this time and what it means for the future of cannabis regulations in the country. I decided to make this video after reading an article in the Bangkok Post that I finally agree with about the future of cannabis in the kingdom. The headline reads, "Cannabis rules must make sense." Well, that makes sense. I'll read you the most pertinent parts of the story, and if I can't help myself, I may make a few comments. So to begin with, here's my initial comment. After reading the article, I think I see a glimmer of hope that more logical heads may start speaking up against the total ban on the recreational use of cannabis. These more logical heads may not prevail, but here in the kingdom, anything is possible. Decisions made today may change tomorrow. After watching the video, if you like it, give me a thumbs up. If you want to see more, subscribe, then click the bell and click all. Okay, on with the story. It's quite a relief that Public Health Minister Cholnan Srikaew is ruling out the recriminalization of cannabis. For months, there have been news of the Ministry of Public Health attempting to put cannabis back onto the Type 5 narcotics list, a status that would ensure jail terms to anyone who has weed in their possession. Last week, Dr. Cholnan insisted that cannabis for medical use will be allowed, and a cannabis control bill is still in the works. On April 2nd, he responded to a recent interview which Prime Minister Srikaew gave to a French media channel, giving an impression that his government would not relist cannabis as a narcotic. As Mr. Srikaew was making his remarks, the government of Germany announced the decriminalization of the plant, allowing the use of cannabis for recreational purposes. Germany is the third European country to go liberal. The Prayut Chan-o-cha administration removed cannabis from the narcotics list in 2022 due to heavy lobbying by the Bumjai Thai Party, and that made Thailand the first country in Southeast Asia to adopt such a liberal policy. The policy has triggered a boom in marijuana for medical wellness and recreational purposes. However, decriminalization without proper regulations like mandatory labeling for the food industry and measures to prevent cannabis sales to young people resulted in social chaos. Some state agencies eagerly wanted to bring it back to the narcotics list. It would be ironic for a country that tolerates the possession of 5 methamphetamine pills to get tough on cannabis, one of the most important herbs in Thai traditional medicine, used for centuries before it was banned under the Cannabis Act of 1935. During the past 2 years, lawmakers in support of cannabis have proposed draft laws to reduce the negative impacts of cannabis liberalization. Dr. Cholnan said the Pheu Thai Party has made it clear in Parliament that cannabis will only be used for medical purposes, and relisting it as a narcotic is not possible. That's not good enough, however. No, I'll say that again. That's not good enough, however. Dr. Cholnan's medical use only stance has been criticized. A narrow interpretation of the term, such as the need for doctors' prescriptions, could be a disadvantage. Allowing recreational use with proper regulations while enacting measures to protect non-cannabis users in public places can be acceptable. Some cases may also lack clear lines between medical and recreational use. How do we determine that someone is using marijuana to treat their migraine? What about sick people who need the plant to boost their appetite? Is it medicinal or recreational? The idea behind the cannabis bill must be practical and without the need for excessive control. Basically, the law must respect the rights of individuals to get fair access to this herbal plant. The permission process must recognize the right to home use, which means those wishing to grow the plant in a limited way, perhaps up to 5 or 7 plants, can do so. Now, I gotta wonder, if it's not legal, why would one need permission of any kind unless they are selling the cannabis? I don't need permission to keep or consume alcohol, but I need a license to sell it. Of course, youths must be banned from consuming the substance. Zoning rules must be established to ensure cannabis stores are not located too close to schools. Meanwhile, penalties for cannabis misuse must be proportionate. At least, the punishment must not be harsher than those regulating the consumption of alcohol. And with that, I wholeheartedly agree. However, bad traders selling cannabis to young people must be punished to the maximum extent. The government should support and strengthen the traditional medicine sector. Look at how cannabis is used by practitioners and ensure more research and development programs that nurture this local wisdom. If well managed, cannabis can be a key economic plant, bringing revenue to the government and citizens of the country. Well, that's the end of the article, so now I'll give you my 2 cents. Weed has been used for thousands of years globally and hundreds of years in Thailand. Yet, in both what I will call the modern era and the archaeological records, I've never read of anyone who overdosed and died from too much weed. Neither have I seen a story where violence was caused by weed because too much of the shit puts you to sleep. Furthermore, I've been reading, listening and watching for over half a century, and I am unaware of any negative effects of weed except those shared by our global leaders and parroted by the media. Obviously, the people elected to serve the people are neither stupid nor ignorant, and are surely aware of the fact that weed is harmless when compared to yaba, which is methamphetamine, cocaine, heroin, and yes, alcohol. Many other countries have accepted personal use, and personally I think Thailand should. But bear in mind that my opinion and 80 baht will buy you a cup of coffee. Nobody with influence is listening to me. But it does make me wonder what the real motive for banning the recreational use of weed is. I guess it probably comes down to the age-old adage, follow the money. But if it were only money, Thailand could just have another monopoly, as they do with the tobacco industry. For your edification, the Tobacco Authority of Thailand is a Thai state enterprise and the sole legal entity permitted to produce tobacco products in the country, mostly cigarettes. Could the Tobacco Authority of Thailand be renamed to the Tobacco and Cannabis Authority of Thailand? Who knows? Okay, cobbers, I've said my bit. Now I'd like to know your thoughts on today's topic, so pop those in the comments. Thanks for tolerating me again, and until the next video, share this one, take care, and bye for now.